at this point, I should be saying evening. YouTube, what is going on? It is your boy, No Mercy Sports here, and I am back today with another episode of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored episode you will find on YouTube, baby. Of course, with the holidays around the corner, I'm rocking my Reaper apparel hoodie right now, although it really doesn't call for hoodie weather when you're in Texas, but hey, it is what it is. But hey, with Christmas being around the corner, you gotta look for presents for if you're playing Secret Santa, if you're looking for a last minute gift to give to your loved ones. The link will be in the description of this video. You can get 15% off anything that you buy when you click the link in the description. And on top of that, you can use code No Mercy Sports 10. That's No Mercy Sports, all caps, followed by the number 10 to get an additional 10% off. Who can argue with 25% off when the holidays are around the corner? But enough mumbo jumbo, because let's get into it. Why? Because it's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and unfucking censored sports talk show you will find on YouTube. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode of No Mercy Sports. Yeah! And with me today, I went on this show last night. I had a great fucking time. Man, oh man, the energy was there. He came on my show last week. There's nothing more that I can say. Please help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Andrew Anderson. How you doing, buddy? I'm loving the Chicago Blackhawks hat.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a huge Blackhawks fan. As you know, I'm an Atlanta sports guy, but I'm old and there was no hockey team in Atlanta when I was growing up, so I had to pick a team, and this is the one, and I've loved them ever since. I played Blades of Steel on the regular Nintendo, man. Like, that was my team. Red and black is my colors, obviously. So yeah, I love it. Great hat. Cost a lot of money, worth every penny.
Hey, it compliments the South Carolina Gamecocks too. The Chicago Blackhawks were a dynasty between 2010 and 2015. Man, oh man, I think they got another dynasty on their hands with Connor Bedard. And
yes.
Only time will tell.
I mean, he's the new Sid the Kid.
Yes, sir. I will agree with that. But before we get into the show, we have to welcome another member to the stage. I met this man on another show that I used to be a part of. Unfortunately, the host had other ideas because he'd rather go where the money is instead of, oh, you know what? I'm going to keep doing what I should do. It is what it is. The point is, I brought this guy on during a live baseball stream. We had a grand-ass time. And he's been a guest on my show ever since. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Spicy Big Mac Campbell. What is going on, big man? Oh, you on mute.
What's going on, fellas? Sorry, my phone is blowing up right now. Man, with Brandon Staley getting fired, man, everybody is coming out the woodworks, man.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to say, before we get into the show, we got to talk about Brandon Staley getting fired because it is about goddamn time. Like, the fact that a 27-point lead shouldn't have been enough to be like, hey, you're gone, kick rocks, we're gonna look for another head coach. No. It had to do with the fact that the Raiders, of all teams, dropped 63 on their fucking asses.
And 0 the week before. I mean, let's just, it's crazy. He's obviously cannot coach. If the Raiders were able to put together 63 points on them, he obviously he's checked out. Like, that's all I got.
No, I completely agree. I mean, even Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce said, he's trying to bring that LA Raiders NWA straight out of Compton vibe, and Man, did it show last night against the Chargers.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, Hunter Renfro was one catch away from making me 1,800.
Oh,
Okay, like bro, I bet spicy every single time. I took Devontae Adams for over 60 yards.
mm.
You know what I mean? I took Myers for a touchdown and over 50 yards. Like everybody was like, "You're crazy." If Hunter Renfro would have got that catch, bro, it'd have been a great night. It'd have been a great night. But I mean, we all called it. I think we all knew that the Raiders were going to win. And I mean, bye, Brandon. Bye, Brandon. Go home.
Bye-bye. The Raiders are winning with Aiden O'Connell under center. Who the fuck is even that guy?
Look, I don't know, but I bet you know who he is now.
Absolutely. Just like we all know who Tommy Devito is, baby.
Oh, bro. Mr. Cutlet himself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. Bro, and for me, it makes me happier than shit to see these guys come out of nowhere and kick ass in the NFL. Because it lets you know, like, hey, bud, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you might have demanded the biggest contract in the offseason, but this guy who was sitting on a couch a few months ago, not doing shit, is now coming and kicking your ass as far as stats goes. And by that, when I literally mean sitting on the couch, I mean Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Was sitting on the couch just a few short weeks ago, driving the kids in the carpool lane.
In the minivan.
And now look at him. Now look at him. He could quite possibly take the Browns to the playoffs. And now it's dangerous. I was on this show when I called it. Flacco for 200 yards and over 2 touchdowns. And everybody, oh, that's too spicy. It hit. It fucking hit.
Well, you spicy Big Mac, baby.
Bro, I turned $5 into 500. Thank you, Joe Flacco.
I mean, the guy's 38 too. I mean, in NFL years, that's old.
I mean, look, if the Jets can call Aaron Rodgers their saint, you know what I'm saying, and he's older than Flacco.
Yeah.
Why can't Flacco be the saint of the Browns?
Well, Flacco is not Aaron Rodgers, you know, but he's
got the same amount of Super Bowls, and guess what? Joe Flacco's got more playoff wins.
Flacco, and this is where I would defend Aaron Rodgers. Flacco had a better team. The Ravens were a better franchise. Whether people want to admit that or not, they were. And it showed with the wins. Like, they were busting everybody for years. It was crazy how good the Ravens have been for a long time.
But see, I can say this. The Ravens were really good defense. We were all the way. And that was the problem. That's why it took so long for Joe Flacco to get to the Super Bowl. We needed that Anquan Bolden. Like years before, it was a drop that got us out. Hit him in the chest, and he drops it in the end zone. Evans.
Even the Ravens had a punt returner almost in the form of Devin Hester being Jacoby Jones. That man was vicious.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. But if you look at the year we won the Super Bowl, that was in that 6-year span that we had Flacco. That was the worst defense we had those years.
And what was that? Ray Lewis's final year?
Yep. It was his final ride, and that's what I'm saying. So you have to look after that. They demolished the defense. The whole team went down. They got rid of Bolden, and it was Joe Flacco never had a chance to have a good nucleus offense after that. And then 4 years later, here comes Lamar. So, I mean, like I get it. Don't get me wrong. Lamar is a brand new toy. I mean, you're having a nice, reliable fucking F-150 and Joe Flacco, and then you turn around and you look. Now you got the new Corvette.
Straight next.
I'm gonna drive the Corvette for a little while, okay? And I get it.
I mean, the Ravens are sitting basically on top of the AFC right now, looking like the best team to win the Super Bowl.
But Joe Flacco went to a Broncos team that had ridiculous amount of drops, then turned around and went to a Jets team that really ain't have nothing around there for him.
Facts.
So now you're going to sit here, and now you put him in a Brown system that he's comfortable with. He ran that system with what's his name, the old Denver coach, Kubiak. It's Kubiak's system, and that was the highest productive season Joe Flacco had. in the NFL, and now he's playing under that with Stefanski, and Stefanski is letting him throw the ball. Like, shit, bro, you got a gun, let's use it. And that right there automatically scares defenses because it's like, shit, well, Joe may be old, he might not be mobile, but that motherfucker can still cock it back 60 to 80 yards.
He can throw the ball. But since we're on the topic of we were on the topic of Baltimore, man, I hate to bring this up, but Shohei is staying in LA. The fortunate part is, I should say, it ain't with the Angels.
Bro, didn't I call it? I called it though.
Hey,
I called it on your show.
It was one of the teams. It was one of the teams. It should have been the Yankees, the Dodgers.
But I said
at
the end of it, it's probably going to be the Dodgers.
But Shohei has signed a 10-year, $700 million.
I'll be right.
Uh-oh.
He said he'd be right back.
Okay. But like I was saying, Shohei has signed a 10-year, $700 million contract with the Dodgers, and history speaks for itself. The Dodgers, by the way, shout out to the sports judge. I hope you're watching this, man. I know you're a huge Dodgers fan, but I mean, the Dodgers cannot deliver when October and November rolls around. If a woman is pregnant during those 2 months, do not call the Dodgers to deliver anytime soon. But with the addition of Shohei Ohtani, will this help the Dodgers get out of the 162-game slump and actually be able to deliver a World Series?
Well, the problem there is they're good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean the only consistency they have is going to be Freddie Freeman. You know, Betts is going to be streaky like he always is.
Absolutely.
Ohtani's going to miss games from injury. We already know that from the beginning. I don't see them making it like that. Are they going to the playoffs? Sure. I think that's going to happen. But the problem with them right now is even with Ohtani, who's amazing, Freeman is still your only consistent player.
Yeah.
And like their pitching staff had 133 Tommy John surgeries. I saw today on a ESPN post. It's not like you can't just outscore teams in Major League Baseball. That's not how it works. You saw that with the Braves when they went to the playoffs. Best team in baseball, scoring 8 runs a game, or they got into the playoffs with some real pitching and they got put out pretty quickly. That's also the Dodgers' problem. They can score runs, but they can't, pitching's not there. And I think that's going to be their problem. So I don't think they're going to be able to run the gauntlet.
No, I completely agree. I mean, like I said, the history speaks for itself. We could go back 10 years. And up until 2020, the Dodgers could not get over the slump when it came to October and November. Did they get to the World Series in 2017, 2018? Yes, but 2017, we don't speak about that, obviously, because the fucking Astros had other plans. And then the Red Sox were like, oh, well, if it worked for the Astros, it could work for us. Right now, the Dodgers should be back-to-back world champions. I know what I said, Noah Lyles. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, they should be back-to-back champions in 2017, 2018. But again, their history speaks for itself. They couldn't beat the Mets when they had, I think, one of the best records in baseball in 2015. They blew, I don't know if it was the fact that the Cubs were feeling it in 2016 or just if, karma reared her ugly head in 2016. But don't get me wrong. Shohei is great. He's phenomenal. He is arguably the best two-way player that our generation has been able to witness, especially for Japanese. And we witnessed players like Ichiro Suzuki and Hideki Matsui.
Yeah, Matsui was the bomb. He's a big old boy, too.
But, I mean, honestly, I really don't think the addition of Shohei Ohtani is really going to help him deliver a World Series. Now, the only thing that the Dodgers have going for them is the fact that they will have the best record during the regular season. But that's about it.
I'm not even sure they'll have the best record in the regular season. If you look at what the Braves have been able to put together, they had the best record
Mm,
in the regular season, and then they're bringing back Spencer Strider,
mm,
and they're bringing back Matt Max. The pitching's there, that they're missing one piece, and if you see, they sold off a lot of stock, so they're going after some pitching. They obviously know what the problem is, but it will be the Braves or the Dodgers with the best record in baseball. I like 100% agree with that. Acuna, man, that guy
mm.
is just phenomenal.
He is
I
just
love him.
something else.
Like he's a Brave, and I mean, like he says he wants to be there forever. I say let him.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, unfortunately, Freddie did say he wanted to be a Brave forever, but that's not the point. If
That's the
Acuna
story,
wants to be a Brave, let him be a Brave.
right? Definitely. And we love some Acuna down in Braves country. I promise you.
Absolutely. Big Mac, like I was talking to Andrew Anderson about, will the addition of Shohei Ohtani help the Dodgers get over the 162 game hurdle, and will he help the Dodgers deliver a World Series?
Not this year.
No, he definitely won't this year. He's going to
No,
start next.
after Tommy John surgery,
Mhm.
they'll be lucky to get him back halfway through the season,
Right.
Yeah.
and
That's
then
what he's
it's gonna still be a whole nother season. Like you're talking about 2 seasons away before he can be back to his prime self, and then you're still talking about maybe 2 or 3, 4 years of prime self. Like I mean, don't get it twisted. We're not gonna act like there's no Nolan Ryans out there. That
Hmm.
there's no guys that can stand the test of time. But let's be honest here in the next 3 to 5 years, he's going to become a hitter. That's it.
Oh
He's
yeah.
he's going to be a bat. His pitching is going to be maybe he can be a closer, but I mean it's just like the older they get, the less pitching, the more hitting, and then
Hmm.
eventually it's all going to catch up. Now, do I think he's worth what they're giving? Not really, not really. It's it to me they paid too much too soon, especially with the injury. Because the whole thing
Mm.
is you never know. Like Tommy John surgery, he could heal up and he might not be able to have that same power. He might not have the same throw. Because I mean, let's be honest here. Once you have surgery on your shoulder, man, it's never the same.
no,
It's never the same. Like you can get it back to semi normal, and this is me saying this. Like I've literally had surgery on my shoulder up here, so
Oof.
I understand. Like bro, like the especially the throwing mechanics, the catching mechanics, the hitting mechanics. Yeah, no, I again, that's why I'm saying like I think they might have jumped the gun a little bit, but in the long run, I mean, they do it all the time.
No, absolutely. And I mean, granted, he is in the position of being a designated hitter, and assuming that he doesn't pitch all of 2024, the Dodgers will be even lucky to get him as a designated hitter.
Well, he's not gonna come back. Like we talked about a minute ago, at least halfway through the season, and that's being generous because they're going to be very tender with him, seeing how they just gave him $700 million.
Mhm.
And you got Freddie, whose contract's going to run out in a few years. So is Betts. I mean, is it really going to pay off the way that it should? I'm with Mac down there. I don't see it. Like I don't think it was worth it. I don't think it's going to pay dividends for them.
No, absolutely. And I mean the fact that the first 5 years are going to be 2 million and the 5 years after that are going to be the 68 million.
Mm-hmm.
It just they got so much going on. They get the right players, but they just cannot get it done when it comes to the postseason.
I will say this though. I will say this.
Mm.
So I don't think next season is really going to be their year, but that year after, depending on the moves that they
Mm.
make and the young guys that they bring up, because I think that's a problem with a lot of the teams that spend a lot of money. They focus on bringing free agents and big names, and they don't focus on their farm system. Because
Right.
I don't care uh, how good of guys you got. If they get injured, then what does that mean? That means, oh, next guy up, but you haven't done anything for this guy.
I was gonna say, I think I saw a post on Instagram with baseball teams having like the best farm systems. I think the Orioles were number one, if I'm not mistaken.
So I can say this. Orioles have been probably one of the best farm systems for a couple decades.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, we feed other guys. We feed other guys. We train them. We get them good. As soon as they start playing up to par, boop, free agency, somebody scraps them up.
Mm.
and then, the one time we spend money on somebody, fucking Chris damn Davis.
Mm.
Like,
I got to see Chris Davis play live though in Atlanta, where he did hit a home run. That is a fact. Won the game, 1-0. Baltimore beat Atlanta.
bro, I'll say this: like, he had, out of the time he was here, he had close to 2 good seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just went. It was pretty, like, as soon as we gave him the money, it was done.
Yeah.
Well, the opposing teams figured out that he couldn't hit a slider. And kept feeding it at him. He just couldn't figure it out. And that happens sometimes. If you've never played baseball before, which I had for a lot of years, that slider comes at you, man. It is deceptive. Like, you're like, oh, yay, look at this. And then next thing you know, it just drops. It's a hard pitch to hit.
It's like the Tim Wakefield knuckleball.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I love that guy. I did.
Oh. Unfortunately, he ran into Aaron Boone in 2003, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, so we're getting into football. There are a lot of teams feeling it right now, including the Giants. Tommy Devito, let me talk to you. So right now, the Chicago Bears are part of the team on a tier that they got good vibes going. They finally have a rhythm going, but there's still talk that the Bears should trade Justin Fields to another team so they can draft another quarterback like Caleb Williams, Drake May, who was supposed to be a Heisman favorite. He had a better season than Mitch Trubisky did his first full year at North Carolina. But I digress. So, should the Bears take the gamble and use the draft picks that the fucking haul that they got from Carolina and build around Justin Fields, or should they draft a new quarterback and continue to show just how dysfunctional they really are?
Well, I mean, let's look at this logically. Justin Fields is talent. So basically, what they're doing now is, do they want to build around it? What Justin Fields needs is time in the pocket. Because when he's there and he has time, he's there. Some check down. Do they want to build around that? Do they want to put the coaches in place to get him there? Because you're going to need somebody to teach the guy, right? Because they're not teaching him the right way right now. Because the raw talent's there. We've seen it.
Yeah,
just depends on if they want to invest in the coaching to get him there, or if they just want to take their chance on a Caleb Williams, who will not go to Chicago. He'll opt out of that. Drake is overrated.
Absolutely, and he proved it this season.
He did, and you have a few good quarterbacks in there. But I mean, if we're looking at this realistically, you've already got the guy. He's in your system. I mean, I see no reason not to just build around the raw talent that the man has right there. And that, I mean, I mean, like, who are you going to get? You're going to take a chance with somebody else when Justin Fields can really be the guy if you just invest in him.
No, I completely agree. I mean, Justin Fields, they went on a 13, between 10 and 13 game losing streak last year. But Justin Fields was showing promise.
Yeah.
And now the new head coach and GM come in. They're like, oh, well, we don't want to work with him. We want to get a new guy to come. It's unfortunately a vicious cycle with the Chicago Bears. But I honestly say that the Bears take the gamble. They get a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. to complement DJ Moore. It's a frustrating season being a Bears fan. I'm a Giants fan, but I lived in Chicago for 15 years. I support the Bears so long as they don't play the Giants. But DJ Moore has been used in the worst way possible. I mean, Matt Eberflus, a.k.a. Mr. Humberflu from the Cat in the Hat, has really, he's like Brandon Staley. You got a defensive coach trying to be a head coach. Granted, the defense is there. The offense is not. So I honestly think that the Bears should take the gamble and build around Justin Fields.
Okay. So if I'm the GM,
Yeah.
okay, the fan base is going to hate me for the first year.
Oh boy.
I'm just because I promise you, with every first, second, third round pick, best offensive lineman on the board.
Ooh, yeah.
Best offensive. Listen to me. I'm going to get you a lineman. I'm going to get a fullback that can block.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go get a Patrick Ricard. You want to know why? Because anytime you're fucking passing, guess who's going to be in there? The Patrick Ricard. That's essentially having a sixth lineman on the field. Not a tight end, a lineman, a guy that's just literally there to block and stuff.
Right.
So if he starts running, guess what? That fullback, you're coming with me. If it's a design play, an RPO, you have him standing right there next to you. So as soon as it go, boom, now you got a lead blocker every single time. And I think that's the problem. Is again, that has to do with the coaching. Okay,
absolutely.
So if you're a defensive-minded coach, you need to get an offensive coordinator and get the fuck out of his way. Like that. That's plain and simple. No offense to offensive coordinator that he has, a fucking jerk off. He's a fucking jerk off.
He really is,
bro. Like he's the type of coach he should have went and tried to get a Bellamy. You get a coach like Bellamy to run your offense, a guy who's just literally going to run his style, his way, everything. You don't have to worry about it. But you have a guy who's a yes man to a defensive coach. That is a bad combo.
I mean, we obviously saw what happened when Jason Garrett was in Dallas. He was a yes man to Jerry Jones, and he got to have a job for like what, 10 plus years.
Yeah, I mean, but I'll say this, okay. As far as the Cowboys are concerned, okay, until Jerry Jones lets go a little bit, steps the fuck back, let's an actual GM take control of that team.
He won't.
Like, he's going to keep fucking himself over. And they have great teams. They have fucking great teams. The team they have this year should, I don't think they should have lost any fucking game. That Cardinals game was just mind fucking numbing.
Hey, Josh Dobbs was him in that game.
You're going to lose sometimes.
But if we're sitting here, I guarantee if they could go back and redo one game, and they were to redo that game tomorrow, I bet you that wouldn't be complete tables turn. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like as a coach, sometimes there's not much you can do about that. Sometimes just like, the momentum kicks ass. I've played football. I've gone against guys where it was just like, it doesn't matter what you fucking do to them, somehow it just goes their way every single time, and you're like, shit. You're on a roll, and I don't know. I feel like some of these guys just they get away with so much BS because there's so many good people that could be in the league as far as coaching, as far as coordinators, as far as position coaches. And to me, it's nuts how NFL don't want to call a lot of these veteran players. Like, bro, are you kidding me? You're telling me, like, do you know how much more people would tune in if they were watching Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and primetime? Imagine these guys coaching in the NFL.
Oh, God.
Do you understand? Like, that would be
really criminal with the NFL is the fucking referees. Now, granted, the refs obviously had an argument when it came to the Bills and Chiefs because Kadarius Toney, the dumbest that he is, decided to line up, literally looking at the fucking center, and still not knowing that he was offsides, taking away arguably the greatest play in NFL history.
I don't know about the greatest.
Yeah,
like I fucking hate the Steelers. I hate the Steelers, but the immaculate reception is still. I don't give for the that's
Franco Harris, man, like that. Little
That's why
before my time, and I'm old, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a great
Hey.
play
that's why I said arguably the greatest play in NFL history.
that never
Um,
was.
But speaking of the Cowboys and the NFC, man, the NFC is fucking loaded. We got the Niners who are at 10-3, the Eagles who are at 10-3, and the Cowboys who are at 10-3. Man, oh man. Who's the favorite from the NFC to actually win a Super Bowl this year?
You know what? I wouldn't put it past the 49ers to come up in that spot. It just seems like this year, if you watch them play, it's almost like they figured out every opponent that they have, because they're not more talented than the Cowboys and Eagles and all those teams, but they consistently just seem to be in position to win these games. I think the coaching that they've got going there is probably the best coaching in the league right now. But the most talented team in the NFC is the Cowboys, and if you can't really argue with that, I think they're better than the Eagles, and obviously they proved it. But I just don't know. I think San Francisco's got a magic horseshoe. I've hated the 49ers since I was a kid. Being a Falcons fan, watching Joe Montana beat our ass twice a year because we were in the NFC West for whatever reason in Atlanta. I hated them. Joe Montana beat us like twice every year. It was awful. But, reality is reality. I think the 49ers are going to come out.
Yeah, no, I could honestly see the 49ers coming out, but this is honestly assuming that the 49ers stay healthy, because we saw what happened when Brock Purdy was under center and the 49ers had no players. They didn't have the dynamic, explosive players that were supposed to be healthy, and yet they weren't, and they went on a 3-game losing streak. But as long as San Francisco stays healthy, yeah, I could see them being the top dog, or as I should say, the head of the table. Yeah.
But even when they had injuries and they lost those games, because losing people back, I mean, it was still competitive. I think they win because the coaching job out in the Bay Area. I don't know. I'm just high on them. I feel like they're going to be the team to beat, although the Cowboys should be. But we see how that ends up for them every single year. I mean, it's just they just fail, and I'm sure that does have a lot to do with their owner. But that's the story for another day as well.
Absolutely. Big Mac, what you got to say about this?
See, can't take the Cowboys. Can't take the Cowboys because I have a feeling it's gonna they could make it all the way to the NFC Championship, and it just doesn't matter. They're gonna shit the bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still so scared, and the 49ers, I want to pick the 49ers. Yep, they beat the Eagles. Yep, they did their job, but my whole thing is though, as far as their defenses go. My test for the 49ers was when they play us on Christmas. That was my test. That for me, it's if they're really gonna go, they're gonna have to beat
play
us.
the Ravens on Christmas.
On Christmas.
Okay.
So that's why all year I've had that circled on my calendar. It's gonna be the test.
Where's that game played?
I think it's played there.
It's played in San Francisco. I meant, I agree with you 100%. Then, if you're going to be that team, you have to be the team like Baltimore at home.
This is my biggest thing on it. Okay, every other team in the NFL not even close to us as far as touchdowns allowed. 19. We have 19. The whole thing is we'll let you march all the way down the field, but when you get to that red zone, we clamp it up. And that's going to be the true problem. McCaffrey is not going to be able to do the little stunt plays and get past our defensive linemen, because the system that we play and how we run our linebackers and our defensive linemen, with Clowney and then away, setting the edges. And the whole thing is you don't know if they're going to drop in coverage or everybody's coming. And I think that's honestly the San Francisco offensive line is what I have circled for them, and then their secondary, San Francisco secondary, because the whole thing is like, yeah, I mean, even if you put up 20, 24 points, if your opponent can put up 37, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying their parts in their defense aren't good. They are, but you've seen it multiple times this year where they've got caught on the outsides, and that's where the strength. If you get to the outside, you can get yards on them. Now, I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do, but with Lamar and Mitchell and even Gus, like, dude, we've been getting to the outside a lot. We stretch a defense. So that's why I said if they can beat us, then, bro, they'll probably win the fucking Super Bowl.
I mean, I'll say this. Ever since Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr. came to the Ravens, man, it has been symphony and harmony. I think that's a good thing, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's been pure poetry in motion.
This is the first
for
time
Lamar Jackson
since we've had like since Lamar's career has started with the Ravens, where I don't even think about Lamar running in to score a touchdown anymore.
Yeah.
Like, bro, half the time I catch myself like, he's waiting. I'm like, run, motherfucker, run down the goddamn field. There's an opening. Like, take off. And he won't. And next thing you know, boom, 37-yard pass.
Zay Flowers or Odell Beckham Jr.
But let's examine that real quick. First of all, shout out to Jadeveon Clowney, go Gamecocks. I love that guy. But why that's important for Lamar Jackson, the reason that you don't see running quarterbacks like Steve Young and Mike Vick and all of them really have a long-term success in the NFL is because NFL defenses take that shit personally. And they're out to hurt you if you're running and embarrassing them. And Lamar Jackson figured that out quickly. And he figured out, I can throw the ball. I can throw accurate. I can throw deep. Why am I out here doing this? And I think it got into his head, but I can throw with anybody in the league because he can. Like, we like to pretend like he's a running back behind him, but he's not. The guy is scary accurate when he has time to throw the ball. And he's come to the conclusion that I don't want to take those hits no more. These guys in the NFL, they're 6'8", 380 pounds. They run as fast as I do, and I don't want to get hit like that. And why should I when I can throw the ball?
He saw the RG3 highlights. Granted, RG3 had he not gotten injured, he could have been Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson.
But they take.
But unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
No, he wasn't. No.
Listen to me. Throw the ball and he could fucking run.
But after he fucked his leg up, he couldn't throw that ball for shit. He could throw the ball to the other team.
Hey, like I said, unfortunately, he ran too much, and the results speak for themselves. Now he's basically the guy testing limits on national television when it comes to a football game.
RG3 was a special talent.
He was.
His problem, once again, was he was a running quarterback. The opposing team took it personally. He took too many hits, and it affects your throwing motion when you take too many hits. And that's, I think, why we've seen him throw it to the other team a lot, because he liked to take off and run. And like I said, NFL defenses do not like that. That's why Steve Young had 800 concussions in his first 4 years in the league. Just saying the truth.
Yeah, plus, when RG3 was in Washington, who did the Redskins? Yeah, I said it. Redskins. Who did they have as a wide receiver or running back at the time when he was under center?
Oh, what was that? Hayward Bay.
Yeah, but he wasn't the same.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Well, even if you say that, how many of our viewers right now who would know who that was?
I mean, if you were born after 98, now you don't know. It's okay.
Correct.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I mean, but yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, but here's the kicker, though. RG3 goes down, and with that same team, Cousins runs a comeback and beats us.
But then again,
that was the year we won our Super Bowl.
Oh shit!
So I love Kirk Cousins. Like
How can you not?
I just like the dog in him. You know what I mean? Like I just
Facts.
like the dog in him.
Facts.
Man. If you would have put him with like a Sean Payton,
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, he'd be a Super Bowl champion like Drew Brees.
Woo.
I mean, man, bring up Drew Brees, the most overrated quarterback to ever play the game. Anyway, so,
it's because he went to Purdue, isn't it?
I got nothing against Purdue.
Bro, but you gotta root for the little guy.
I mean, you can root for him.
Hey,
but,
we're trying to root for the little guy, but Bryce Young can't do a goddamn thing.
He has what I call Dan Marino syndrome. Did him because he threw the ball 72 times a game. That's why he got all those yards. It wasn't like he was scary accurate. I mean, he was accurate. Don't get me wrong, but like he wasn't Peyton Manning accurate. He wasn't Tom Brady accurate. I mean, like nobody's putting him in with those names. Is my point.
Right. All right. So before we get into the next topic, Mr. Anderson, I saw the post that you made of college football teams that think they're good, but they're not. Let Mr. Kenny know I said this. It should be Auburn in place of Tennessee. Because the last time Auburn was relevant was 2013. I will come on next Thursday and fight tooth and nail against that topic.
Well, here's the reality situation. So outside of Kenny, who is my co-host on Villains, no Auburn fan thinks that they were national title contenders this year, but every Tennessee fan thought that they were, which is why.
Okay.
Which is
Did
why
they? Did they?
Okay.
That
so
shit was a bandwagon.
Yeah. They
were
were riding off of the success that Hendon Hooker brought the year prior.
Well, I mean, you know, South Carolina shut them the fuck down with 63 points and knocked them out of the playoffs. So see you, Tennessee.
Look, I'm going off of the fact that, Auburn is in the SEC, and it's like some of their fans think, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just say it. Some of their fans are more delusional than Cowboy fans because it's like, yeah, we're in the SEC. Yeah, we're going to do big things. But look at the teams that y'all are facing outside of the Division II teams, for crying out loud.
You met Kenny last night. He
did.
said in front of everybody that Auburn will win the national championship next year. And I keep asking him what good cracking moonshine that he's combining to believe that they're going to make it to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you got to see Kenny Mack. Like, he's great. I love him, but he is just delusional.
Hey,
you got to tell him. Listen, the first run out, you listen. You take that for the next batch. All right, you don't drink that. You kill yourself, man.
He drinks it all.
He said first pour and everything.
I'm
as soon as it drips, baby.
Confident there was moonshine in that Mountain Dew that he was chugging last night.
100%.
Bro, I ain't had some good moonshine since I was in North Carolina.
Oh, my.
Bro, homemade moonshine from the mountains. Oh, ain't nothing like it.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. You must have been.
I ain't never had moonshine in my entire life, but
I was down in Red Springs, right out of South Carolina.
I want to experience it. I want to experience having moonshine for the first time.
So I don't drink it all, so y'all can keep it. But it's prevalent around here. I promise you. I'm like 30 minutes from North Carolina where I'm.
Wow. My God. All right. So we're going to stay in the NFC, but we're going to the East motherfucking coast. Tommy Devito, how you doing? AKA Tommy Cutlets. And his agent, my God, the dude looks like he walked off the set of fucking Goodfellas, or he was about ready to go to the goddamn Kentucky Derby, for crying out loud, when the Giants played the Packers. Anyways, the Giants have won 3 in a row with Tommy DeVito under center. I'm sensing a vibe in New Jersey, and it ain't for the goddamn New York Jets. But if things keep going the way that they're going, can DeVito help the Giants sneak into the playoffs?
Well, I think this is a testament to how good the Giants have been over the past few years and not really given the proper credit because we seen the big contract for Daniel Jones, and it was really more about the talent around him than it was Daniel Jones. Because if you're looking at it right now, I mean, you got a guy straight out of the fucking Sopranos out here winning game after game after game, and I think it's a testament to what New York Giants can be. And I think that's what you're seeing. Not taking anything away from the guy and what he's done, but I think that scheme out there is great. I think that's what we're seeing. It's really good. Daniel Jones, I think he was a product of the system. Everything they accused Tom Brady of being for all those years, and
Dog shit.
right,
Dog shit.
he
Bro,
got getting his money. He got the bag.
He got the bag.
He did.
bro. I mean, listen. I have never, well, not ever, because there's been a few. But when you see somebody like that, you're just like, bro, I could literally start in the NFL tomorrow and do just as good as Daniel Jones.
No, straight. I mean, they were 2-8 before Devito took over, or I think.
Like, bro, you're handing it off 25 to 30 sometimes a fucking game.
Look, I get it. Saquon Barkley
10
is
to
that guy,
20
but you
at
gotta
most
have
passes.
some kind of faith in your fucking receivers. I don't know what DeVito has, but the team is rallying around him, and he's rallying around them.
Accuracy.
I mean,
He's leading his receivers. He's not throwing behind the receivers. Okay, he's not throwing in front of the receivers. He's not getting scared after he gets hit. He's not
Italian. What do you expect?
I'm just saying, maybe the family is having discussions with the opposing teams before the game. I'm just going to throw that out there real quick. If you should want your legs, you're going to lose this game. I'm just saying. It's a possibility. I don't even think they're hiding it at this point.
I mean, look.
They're like, man, you think NFL players are big? You should see the motherfuckers they send over there.
That's right.
I mean, aside from Tommy's agent, who was about as good fellas as it got.
I love him.
Oh my god! Aside from DeVito, like the biggest highlight is his goddamn family.
I love it. I love it.
The fucking camera pans to the stands with them in it, and they're just kissing each other on the cheek. They're doing the hand gesture.
I mean, they're letting you know who they are. Like the Giants are losing another game. The family's there. Well, I'm betting on the Giants this week.
Oh my god! I mean, I just
sounds like a safe bet to me.
Yeah.
Who are they playing again?
It
they're
doesn't
playing
matter.
the Saints. They're in New Orleans,
trash.
but New Orleans about to get a taste of Italian.
Listen,
let me talk to you,
man. Look, I'm gonna say this right. Saints are gonna have at least one fumble, at least one fumble in this game. I'm calling it now.
Okay.
And I don't see the Saints scoring over 20.
No way. No way the Saints put up over 20 on the Giants. I don't see that either. If they do, then like
I'm taking cut for 200 yards, and I'm taking him for 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That's my spicy.
I like it.
That's my spicy. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, hey, Tommy Cutlets is putting together a bigger run than both Tebow time and Linsanity combined. Like I said, there's a vibe going on in New Jersey, and it ain't for the New York Jets. Whatever Tommy DeVito has, it's it.
Yes, we know.
For sure. I mean, look, the whole thing is, like, you can still see that Vegas and a lot of people don't think this guy's for real. Like right now, his odds is at like a minus 120 for like 180 yards.
What?
Are you fucking kidding? I'll take those odds all day.
He had over 200 yards against the fucking Packers.
Yeah,
one touchdown is like 220. Or no, 183.
I think they're thinking about Barkley back there carrying the load and the need to not throw the ball against the Saints to win the game. I think that's probably where they're coming from because they could just run against the Saints and win. They really wouldn't have to toss the ball around. They could control time of possession. That's the only thing I could think because the Saints secondary is ass.
Yeah.
You could easily get it if you wanted it, but I'm thinking they're just thinking ball control. I don't think they're trashing them. I'm thinking they're just going to feed Barkley.
No, I could honestly see that. And on top of that, like, hey, if Tommy doesn't see that the pass isn't there, he runs with the confidence that Daniel Jones doesn't have. And look, I was watching First Take like earlier this week, and Shannon Sharp made a comment I could not agree with more. If I am Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones comes back and when Daniel Jones comes back from injury, I am making sure that Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito battle it out to see who wants that starting position for quarterback.
Daniel Jones come up missing. What you talking about?
Okay, so he's going to have those cement shoes is what you're saying.
No. Listen. If I'm as soon as Daniel Jones is healthy, you sell him and you sell him cheap and you get him off the books.
You wouldn't even have to sell him cheap. I mean, like people still do like him. You could get something for him if you have that confidence. You know, I mean, there's teams out there that could use a Daniel Jones. I mean, they really could. I mean, he's not great, but I mean, there's some bad quarterbacks out there right now. You know,
this is the year of backups, and backups are shining right now.
Bruh, I tell you what, man, the Steelers are just
except the Steelers because they got Mitch. I'm a fucking bitch Trubisky under center. I mean, like I said earlier in the show, the Raiders have Aiden O'Connell under center, and they're winning with him.
As much as I hate the Steelers, man, Mike Tomlin could take fucking me as quarterback, you as a wide receiver, Mac as a running back, and go 9-7 because he ain't thinking of getting a losing season. I mean, I don't know what the guy's got, but it doesn't matter.
No, I don't think this year. I think this is gonna be his first losing season.
I was gonna say
I don't see him winning anything
Tomlin
else.
can win with Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, under center. There's no telling what he can do.
I just, man, I don't know. Mike Tomlin gets the most hate for a fucking winner I've ever seen. It is unreal. Like, the guy's a fucking winner. And if y'all fucking want him, send him on down to Atlanta, we'll take him down here.
Fuck him. He tried to trip our player
he could do something
in the
with
fucking
Desmond
playoffs.
Hey, look, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win.
Who the hell do you think you are, Eddie Guerrero?
That's right. Lie, cheat, steal, whatever. Like, just win. We're in the area of nil and just win.
What is that? Just because you ain't thought of a rule about it, don't make it cheating.
That's right. It does not. I trip. You know that's where I'm going. Like, I trip. I'm bad.
I love it. All right, but we're going to move on to basketball right now. Gentlemen, we got a bad boy for life. Draymond Green suffered his third ejection of the season, a literal month after putting on the rear naked choke on Rudy Gobert during the in-season tournament of all fucking games. Now, he's been suspended indefinitely, but did the NBA make the right call, or should it be more than just indefinitely? Like, should it be the entire season?
Well, I think where they're going with that right now, indefinitely means they're still considering what the punishment should be. This is not 1980s NBA. This is 2023, and that is not something that should be allowed. This is not the same game. This is not Dennis Rodman and you know the.
It's not the bad boy Pistons.
There's no place for it in this game. Games evolve for safety of the players, and I'm here for it. I am. That's the one thing that I do like about the new rules. Safety of players matter. I love your Christmas, by the way, and he should be suspended for the season at least.
Yes.
I mean, like he throws, just a sucker punch at a guy who did nothing. Like, it ain't like the guy smacked him or spit on him. It's
No,
hot.
I mean, Nurkic was just doing his job, and Draymond was just like,
Right. Yeah. Could be gone for the year easily, if not more. I think they need to make an example out of him, especially if they take player safety as serious as they do, and they really do. Even concussion protocol in basketball, you're out. Like I do believe the NBA takes it seriously, and
yes.
I do think that we will not see him again this year.
No, I completely agree. I mean, honestly, if I'm Adam Silver, like, I'll suspend him for the rest of the year and essentially fine him $500,000. Besides, he's got the money to pay for it after signing a 4-year, $100 million contract.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't know. The guy, I've never really liked the guy. He could rebound and that's good, but he's always just had this. I just don't like it. And punching people, putting people in a chokehold. They have to make an example out of it. It's something that can't happen. This isn't hockey. Like,
no,
it's not what this is. And I love me some hockey, but that doesn't belong on the basketball court.
No, absolutely. I mean, he's been iffy ever since he came into the league, but like guys like Stephen A. Smith, basketball players like Kevin Durant, Nurkic, they want to be like, oh, well, that's not the Draymond that we know on the court. Stop acting like a fucking victim in a goddamn toxic relationship and tell the people what is wrong with him. Because obviously he lights a fuse. I don't know how. Like, it's clearly similar to what Kobe did when he played the Halloween theme before every single game, which is fucking psychotic, mind you. But whatever Draymond does, like, I don't know, he clearly has a switch. And people need to stop saying, like, oh, he's a genuine guy. He's a nice guy. He's intelligent. He's this, he's that. Shut the fuck up!
He's put on a lot of weight.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is your turn.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead, Big Mac.
He's done.
Yes.
He's done.
Mm-hmm.
He's never playing another NBA basketball game again. See you at the Big Three. I'm telling you, he's done.
No, straight facts.
There's
I
no
love
way.
It.
If they let him back in the league after that, what you're saying to everyone is now everybody can do it 2 or 3, 4 times before anything actual happens. How many times have we seen him kick guys in the nuts? Multiple
look
times.
What Ja Morant did.
So I mean, let's be honest here. Nope. He's out of here. He's out of here. And if not, if they let him back in the league, I don't give a fuck if they suspend him for a year. That's not enough. That's not enough. If you want to take the gorilla ball out of basketball, this is how you do it. Make an example. Make an example. You want it to be all about technique. You want it to be all about finesse. You want it to be all about offense and scoring points. Then you can't have guys out there trying to fucking kill somebody.
Facts.
Because, bro, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. When you're coming down from in the air and somebody elbows you in the face and somebody hit, bro, that is a force. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's hundreds of pounds of force.
Correct. Yeah. And they're big boys.
You can
big boys.
Yeah, 60 pounds dropping 3 feet has the force of about 160, 170 pounds. So now imagine 180 pounds. Come on, man. You can't do that. You can't. There's just no room in the game for it. Now, while you're at it, it's also flopping under the rim, all automatic free throws.
Yep.
If you stand under it, like you lay on the ground underneath the rim while the other team has the ball on offense, bro, that should be an automatic penalty. Like, bro, you're just trying to hurt somebody. And I mean, for stuff like that, like if you're truly trying to make the game better and trying to help people from getting injured, this is how you do it.
Absolutely.
Let's work on the things that actually need to be worked on.
No, straight facts. I mean, Adam Silver, he needs to find some huevo. He needs to find something, because the fact that he is begging players to stop the load management and whatever suspension that he gives Draymond with this indefinite bullshit, it really shows just how weak he is and how soft that
Well,
he's made the league. Like, if David Stern was still the commissioner of the NBA, Draymond would get the malice at the palace treatment and get suspended for the entirety of the season with no pay at all.
And they may go that route. I think the suspended indefinitely is, to Mac's point, I think they're trying to decide if they're just going to permanently ban him or just give him the seat. I think that's what's going on. I don't think they've decided yet. He's no David Stern, though. Definitely, Adam Silver's a pussy. But I do think they're trying to decide right now if it's going to be a permanent ban, which I agree it should be. Like, you could have killed that guy. Like, he didn't even see it come. Draymond Green's not a small guy.
He
He's
knocked him out cold.
Man. And in between a year ban. But I think I agree with Matt. Like, there's no place for this. You say player safety matters more than anything else. Show it right now.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, Draymond could have knocked him out cold. Like, Nurkic should be, or Draymond, I'm sorry. Draymond should be thanking his lucky fucking stars that Nurkic was, like, rolling around. You know, he took the punch, bitch slap, whatever. But Draymond should be thanking his lucky stars that Nurkic wasn't knocked out cold, which leads me into my next topic. It is fight night tomorrow, baby. I'm streaming UFC 296 live. Both of y'all are welcome to join. But for now, we're going to talk about the co-main event and the main event. So for the co-main event, we got Alexander.
Oh, God. Here we go with the butchering of names.
I know what
the timeless classic.
Alexander Pantoja, Pandora, whatever, versus Brandon Royval for the flyweight UFC championship of the world. Hang on, let me get some facts straight real quick. So, Pantoja is on a 4-fight win streak, and he also has a win over Brandon Royval on a UFC fight on ESPN. Brandon Royval, however, fucking technology, they're rising up. Anyways, Brandon is on a 3-fight win streak. How do y'all see this? How do you guys see this fight working out?
You know what? Had you brought up boxing, I may have been able to contribute a little bit, but UFC is not my forte. I do not watch it. I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you, so I don't even know who these people are.
Yep. No, honestly, like, I kind of fell off when, you know, Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, Tito Ortiz,
those guys,
Chael Sonnen, like Anderson Silva. Like, as soon as the new guys started coming up and the UFC started making it a weekly thing that, hey, we're going to do a UFC fight night on ESPN Plus every Saturday, I was like, wait, whoa. I'm in the military. I can't keep up with that kind of shit.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for me, I've got a guy, my buddy Joe. He's my UFC guy. So when it comes to me running my bets and parlays and stuff, like I'll get his info. That's mainly who I go for. He's gonna be sending me his picks in the morning.
Okay.
He works overnight.
All right. So for the main event, we got Leon Edwards, welterweight champion of the world. This man had the luckiest head kick I've ever seen in my entire life in the UFC when he faced Kamaru Usman for the welterweight championship. I'm still stunned to this day. And he is taking on Colby Covington. I mean, this man is about as MAGA, like the biggest Trump supporter as it gets. He had a replica UFC belt that he was carrying around because he feels that he is the true welterweight champion of the division. Aside from that, he brings the WWE entrance to the UFC and comes out to Kurt Angle's entrance.
You suck.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
suck.
Exactly. So
You
we got
suck.
Leon Edwards, the welterweight champion, taking on Colby Covington for the welterweight championship of the world.
Bro, listen. Karma says Kobe's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Stuck with the football prediction. That's on me. I'm a big UFC fan. I try to incorporate it.
Like I said, don't get me wrong. Kobe's got a chance. I mean, he's a all around fighter.
Looks like Leon is a heavy favorite.
Okay.
Who's the favorite?
Leon Edwards. Is that the fight we're talking about?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
It looks like he's a heavy favorite. Yeah.
I mean, but a lot of people are betting against Kobe because he's a fucking Trump supporting MAGA guy.
Exactly. I mean, he even called out LeBron James like, oh, you don't like what's going on here in America? Go to China, go to Russia, go to the fucking communist countries that you're paying workers pennies on the dollar for to create your shoes.
I mean, for me, it's like this. Like, bro, when you make something as far as like politics, your personality, there ain't much going on there.
Absolutely.
There ain't much going on there. But I get it because that's his draw.
Right. That's how you secure the bag.
That's his draw. I mean, like I said, I completely get it. Like, I get why some of these people, like, there has to be somebody on the opposite end. There has to be a bad guy. Because some people don't see it as being a bad guy. Some people see it as, yeah, that's right. That's fucking right. You know what I mean? Like, like, look at me. I got tattoos and shit, big white guy. Most people be like, yeah, fuck Biden. I'll be like, yeah, fuck Biden. But fuck Trump, too.
But yeah, hey, when it comes to sports, I don't like mixing the politics. Does it make for good TV and YouTube viewership? Absolutely. But look, politics and sports, y'all do your own thing. But anyways, we're going into week 15.
Can I say this really quick though?
What's up?
I think the main reason why it kind of has to be like that is because people are so fucking idiotic that they can no longer agree to disagree. Bro, I can be your friend even though if we don't agree with all the same shit.
I don't agree with any of those fucking people. I'm a libertarian. Taxation is theft, and both of them are fucking creepy. That's my thing.
But no, I mean again, like, my whole thing is just a simple thing is like, you know what I mean? I don't care. Like, you shouldn't care. Everybody has their own thoughts. Everybody has their own feelings. Everybody has their own situations and ideology. So, I mean, unless you're trying to kill some fucking body or kill a group of fucking people, then it's none of my goddamn business.
Agreed.
If you feel like it's such a big deal,
ain't my problem.
Other people's lives have to be your bit. Like, bro, live and let live. Agree to disagree. Let shit go. Let's love each other, bro.
Okay, John Lennon.
These people is not your business.
But no, I honestly, completely, wholeheartedly agree. Like, I mean, God, today's society is just so fucked up. We can't agree on the littlest fucking things.
Both sides are so soft. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I know people don't want to hear it, but they all snowflakes.
Yeah.
You're goddamn right.
I could not agree more. But we are going into week 15 of the NFL schedule, and surprisingly, we got 3 games on Saturday. Fucking, you know what? I'm not surprised.
Because there's no college football.
Glorious days.
Sucking up that viewership that's missing on Saturday.
Well, look, we're in mid-December. As soon as late December rolls around, man, oh man, are things going to get interesting. Oh, I can't wait for that Florida State versus Georgia game. Oh, I'm going to stream that game. Fucking cash shit. Anyways, so kicking off Saturday, December 16th, we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Who y'all like?
Bengals. Easy. This is going to be a nice, easy game for them.
Okay, yeah, and that's for me. That's assuming that Nick Mullins is the starting quarterback for the Vikings.
It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
It's in Cincinnati. You know, the Bengals are a 3-point favorite, and probably for a reason. I think Cincinnati wins this game.
Hmm.
I'm not sure it's going to be a blowout, but I do have the Bengals pulling this off.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout either. But for me, Jake Browning really proves himself. What is it? The last two games or so, I want to say.
Yeah, we'll see if that continues.
Yeah, that's fair. But for now, I'm gonna ride the.
I mean, the Vikings defense is, no offense, not that good. That's why
No,
I got him for 2 touchdowns.
No, that's fair. All right, so next game up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers with more than likely Mitch Trubisky under center at the Indianapolis Colts, who are gonna have 70s porn star mustache Gardner Minshew under center. Who y'all like in this game? I'm taking the Colts.
you know what? The Colts are frauds. They've had a couple of good wins here and there, but I think they're fake. I think coaching wins out on this. I think Mike Tomlin gets his 8th win of the year. I think they go into Indianapolis and pull out a W.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I think the Pittman show has begun, and unfortunately, they're not going to have much of an answer for him because the only thing that Porter's going to be able to do is hold,
Hmm.
and I guarantee he gets called for it at least twice.
Hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough. But hey, Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos have been on a tear since they started. What 1-5, 2-6. Like it seemed that things were looking bad for them when Miami dropped 70 on their fucking dumbasses. But the Lions are really proving to be NFC frauds. So we got Broncos going into Detroit.
It's so the Lions are going to win this and easily. Football is a game of matchups, and the Broncos do not match up well against the Lions. I think the Lions score at will. I think this game is not close.
See, that's what I initially thought, but I
I'll be
looked at
right
the
back.
defensive stats the last 2 games for Denver. The defense has stepped up. Now, maybe not a bunch, but I think it's enough to this game might be 20, 21, 27, 24, 30, somewhere in that range right there. And I think it's going to surprise some people. Like it's actually going to wind up being a good game. I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. And
And in May,
I mean, for me, that's probably the most entertaining for football. Like that's what makes me love football because I mean, when you have games that it's like a little back and forth, it's a little back and forth, and it's the fourth quarter. There's 5 minutes left. It's a 3-point game. Okay, this is interesting. I'm into this. Versus, a fucking 42-0.
I just don't think the Broncos can go into Detroit and win this game.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about almost a perfect game. Russell Wilson's gonna have to throw for 200 and some yards.
Correct.
Fucking, Judy's gonna have to have at least 40 yards. What's the name? Sutton is gonna have to have like 120 damn yards.
Oh,
Like and then somebody's gonna have to score some touchdowns.
damn it.
So I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like it can. I just think it might be a better game than what we think because,
Oh,
like I said, initially, like that's my parlay. My parlay is on the Lions.
Okay. All right. So
So,
you got
but
the Lions win.
but I did do a same game parlay where I definitely where Russell Wilson hit stats. I didn't go for a winner. I just did the stats. Same game parlay.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
we'll see
We
because
will.
the
We
Detroit defense is just.
I know the defense has not been there. Neither has the offense, and Jared Goff is really starting to look like Ryan Gosling in Remember the Titans. A fucking liability.
Jesus.
You look at Jared Goff with a side-by-side picture of Ryan Gosling and tell me they don't look the same.
I mean, similar.
I'm still taking Jared Goff to throw the pass. Ryan Gosling, absolute liability. Anyways,
so kicking off the game, kicking things off on Sunday, December 15th, we got the Falcons, and man, oh man, the Slopfest that is going on in the NFC South. The Falcons are taking on the 1-12 Panthers. That fucking owner looks fucking stupid for not taking CJ Stroud. We got the Falcons versus the Panthers. I'm taking the Falcons in this matchup.
So, the Falcons are going to win this. And once again, let's look at the talent on the Panthers. Let's not be too quick to judge the quarterback who can't even have somebody to throw the fucking ball to. That's all I'm saying. I hate the Panthers. The Falcons win this game easily. And I believe the Falcons end up winning the South because the best team they have left on their schedule is the 7-6 Colts. Other than that, they don't play a team with a winning record. But the Panthers are abysmal, and they're not going to beat the Falcons.
No, absolutely not.
If the Falcons lose this game, Desmond Ridder better not start another game.
No, Arthur Smith better not coach another fucking game.
He won't. If they lose this game, they'll go ahead and let him go right now.
Like, they are underutilizing Kyle Pitts. Bijan Robertson is their best player right now. Cordell Patterson is fucking iffy, and
the problem is Kyle Pitts can't get open. Like, they know that that's their only weapon, so they're putting a linebacker and a fucking safety on him and be like, what now? Like,
I mean, their best receiver is fucking Drake London. Drake.
My whole thing is though, you got a 3-tier weapon system. You have a good wide receiver, you have a good tight end, you have a good running back.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, look, it comes down to coaching at that point.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Bijan Robinson was him,
and the Falcons' defense isn't terrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, Bijan Robinson was him, despite the fact that he came out of Texas. But in any case, he has proven himself to be a very versatile, useful player on the Falcons.
So here's a hot take for the future, right? What if the Falcons went after Justin Fields?
Ooh, I got two teams in mind that I think Justin Fields would be a good fit for.
But I mean, as far as a team that can literally put a scheme around him and build around him.
So hear me out. Hear me out here. And so the Falcons, they have a quarterback coming in the draft named Spencer Rattler, who was able to throw for 300 yards while having less than 3 seconds to throw the ball. 300
fucking
yards.
Talk to him.
And his vision and accuracy would fit well with weapons that's in Atlanta. So, I mean, like, Spencer Rattler is better than Justin Fields. Spencer Rattler is better than Desmond Ridder. People don't want to say that, but as a Gamecock fan, I watched this man run for his life. Like, less than 3 seconds to release the ball, and he threw for 3,500 yards and 20 touchdowns. Like, that shit is fucking amazing.
When you talk numbers like that, for me, it sounds like Spencer Rattler is Taylor Heineke with a fucking arm. Because he has that like never say die attitude. He's got that dog mentality.
He has the dog. He is a dog.
I was gonna say though, the two teams that I could see Justin Fields going to. Granted, Fields is from Georgia, so the Falcons would make sense for him going back to his hometown.
He's like, no.
Yeah, I saw it too. But Oh God,
All right. Sorry. I took us on the wrong path. Sorry. All right,
Yeah.
go to the next game. Next game.
Yeah, next
Yeah,
game.
I was gonna say I cursed my wife for making me even think this. Justin Fields on the Patriots.
For what?
To,
Look at the hole that the
To- to
Bears got from
screw-
the fucking
to
Panthers.
screw some rookie coach? No.
No.
They're gonna screw some rookie coach
no,
like
part of
that.
me actually thought that Bill Belichick would still be there, and the fact that a guy like Justin Fields goes to the Patriots under Bill Belichick with an offensive coordinator like Bill O'Brien, it kind of makes sense.
Bill Belichick's done. He said that he won't be part of the Patriots at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And like, who wants to take the Patriots over anyway? And like we discussed earlier, Justin Fields needs coaching starting completely over because they didn't invest in him, and it just ain't ready for that. He needs to go somewhere already established.
No, for sure. But speaking of the Chicago Bears, we got the 5-8 Chicago Bears going into Cleveland. That's going to be a hell of a game to watch.
I'm taking the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns at home. Yeah. The Bears are too fucking Jekyll and Hyde for me.
Yeah, especially with the Browns defense. Oof.
So I'll say this.
I believe.
Right. With the Browns, as long as you're on your side of that 50-yard line, top-notch defense. As soon as you get past that 50-yard line, though, that, like, okay, to put it in perspective, the Ravens have given up 19 touchdowns this season. Okay? And we're the number 2 defense.
Yeah.
The Browns have given up 33 touchdowns.
The problem for the Browns,
And they're number 1.
Yep.
The problem for the Browns is the speed. They just don't. They can't compete with a lot of the speed. These wide receivers these days are just phenomenal, and they just can't catch them. Now their linebackers, defensive line, top notch. Like they've got it down. But it's their secondary that keeps letting them down. They're just not fast enough.
For sure. I mean, for me, I see this game low scoring, but definitely not as low as the Vikings Raiders game.
No.
Who told the Vikings and Raiders to play fucking baseball during football season?
I mean, shit, the hockey team scored more.
The fucking Maple Leafs scored more goals in their... Oh, fuck. Who was it? Oh, who would they play? Oh, my God. I'm going to... Hang on. Working on it. Friday. Thursday. Anyways, the fucking Maple Leafs actually scored more goals in the third period and actually won in overtime than the Vikings and Raiders did the entire game. Anyways, but
game and matchups.
Yeah. But anyways, we got another NFC South team that is in a 3-way tie for the leader in the NFC South. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Lambeau against the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay is
go Pack, go.
3.5 point favorite, and Jordan Love seems to have figured something out recently that he didn't know earlier. Give me the Packers.
See, I'm going to have to go in a different direction. I really think that the loss to the Giants kind of like rattled their momentum. I think Baker Mayfield goes into Green Bay. I don't know what the fuck Cleveland was
and
thinking.
throws 2 interceptions.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, I don't know what the fuck Cleveland was thinking.
How do you have
of trading him because he got the Browns
wide
in the
open
playoffs in 2020.
Wide open Mike Evans? How you miss a wide open Mike Evans? And it's not just once. It's like at least 2 times a game. Mike Evans wide the fuck open.
Yeah,
Baker
but
Mayfield don't even look his way.
Fucking head coach. He couldn't win another Super Bowl with Tom Brady under center.
You know what? Baker Mayfield is like DJ Ungagale out of Oregon State or wherever the fuck he's from.
Oh, DJ Ukulele.
He's so good until he's not. He shows flashes of brilliance and then bam, 2 interceptions a game. That's what Baker Mayfield is.
Yeah, no, Clemson was right to let DJ Ukulele, whatever the fuck his last name is. I say ukulele because I'm not even going to try and pronounce that fucking bullshit. But Clemson was right to let him go. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Buccaneers in this game. All right, so another afternoon game. We got a battle of the AFC East. The New York Jets are going into Miami
to get murdered.
Yeah,
I mean it's going to be bad. When you see an NFL spread that is 9.5, you already know what time it is. I don't think they come within 20 of them, and it's in Miami too. Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean,
I've bet.
Or go ahead.
Dolphins have made me a lot of money this year. I have won a lot of money off of same game parlays betting on the Dolphins. I wouldn't bet on the Dolphins in this game. They've proved it a couple times this year already that when they show up against a defense that can take away their top threat and then give absolute fucking nightmares to their second and third option, and they start getting to the quarterback. Miami is. They're too fickle this year, man. They've had really, really, really bright spots, but then they've crumbled, though. They've crumbled, and it wasn't against a lot of pressure, neither.
No,
the Jets are going to have to score to win is the problem, and I don't have faith in them to score more than 14 on Miami.
I mean, look, I 100% got to score to win, but that's what I'm saying with the Jets defense. Got to score to win.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think they're literally going to say, all right, defense, we're going to drop in a cover 4 zone defense and let the D-line just hunt all game fucking long. And eventually they're either going to get to the quarterback or they're going to pick that ball off.
I mean, they start running a selection of screens and draw plays and force them to creep.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Then you got to change your game plan. But I mean, in total, as long as your guys hold the edges, you know what I mean. You should be okay. But yeah, it's just some of these games, man. It's like I just have a feeling that it's like there's going to be a couple upsets. There are every single week, and I just feel like this is the upset. Everybody's going to bet on Miami. And I'm telling you, I'm going to wait till the odds are astronomical, and then I'm going to fucking, throw some money on the Jets.
I mean, honestly, even in my take, like after the game that the Jets had against the Houston Texans, and even the game that Zach Wilson himself had, like I'm kind of feeling the Jets in this.
Zach Wilson. I'm kind of feeling he's going to throw a couple interceptions, but I get it. I just, there's a reason he was replaced in the first place. But, next game.
I mean, let's just hope that Tua doesn't have his family there. So Zach is like, oh, that's your mother? Bet. Watch this.
Well, if I'm taking between Tua and Zach, man, like, my God. Like, yeah, anyway.
Well, Zach gets his powers when he becomes a cougar hunter, man. I'm just saying.
Plenty of them in Miami.
That's what it is. Well, fuck, why are they not bringing the cougar?
I mean, hey, Zach Wilson essentially turned into Tom Brady / Joe Namath when Donna Kelsey was in the fucking box when the Jets played the Chiefs.
I'm just saying they're gonna have a whole fucking 20 by 20 section of nothing but 40+ women. I mean, like that's the way to go. Distract them.
That wouldn't surprise me. But we're gonna stay in the state of New Jersey, or I should say New York, because the first two words are New York. We got the New York Giants and Tommy Devito, baby, going into the Big Easy to take on the New Orleans Saints. I don't mean to be biased, but I kind of like the Giants in this game just because of the momentum that they have going with DeVito under center and his family.
Derek Carr has proven to be the same person he was in Oakland. And it ain't much. It ain't much.
Facts.
So I will not bet on him. Every like I just yeah, no, I'm not taking the Saints for sure.
Well, I'm going to give you my opinion on this, and I got to run. I got to run my son over to one of his friends' house. I've had a good time here, thank you. But the Saints are a 5.5 point favorite. But you'd be a fool to believe that. This is where I think Matt is talking about the upsets that are coming. You'd be a fool to believe that they're going to beat the Giants this week. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, but if I were a betting man, my money is on New York to come out and embarrass New Orleans. Not only win, but embarrass them at home. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think they win by 2 scores.
So you got the Giants.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I hope to see you next week. Tomorrow I work 10 to 8. Maybe I can hop on, and I will see you if you can make it to Villains next Thursday, man. We're gonna have a special show, and it's gonna be fun.
Hey, I got you, man. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming the UFC 296 fight tomorrow night. I will send the link. I'll even send Mac the link. We can hop on. We can stream the fight, talk about what's going on during the fights. Again, thank you for joining the show, my man.
Thanks, man.
Great meeting you.
You too, buddy.
All right, so next game up, the Titans have been on a streak lately. So Houston goes into Tennessee. Who you like in this matchup?
I don't want to bet against Shroud because I really like him. And I called it. I called it at the beginning of the year. I said, this kid's going to be something special. He should have been taken first overall. I said it multiple times. And I said, look, I guarantee you right now, within the next 2 years, they're a fucking playoff team. And they've played like a playoff team a few times this year. And he's only a fucking rookie. So,
Facts.
but I Will, Will.
Hey, it's the
He's
mayonnaise
surprised.
in the coffee, my guy.
But it's not just like now, mind you, though, he's got the two H's. All right, he's got Henry and he's got Hopkins. All right, I'm not saying the other guys don't contribute, but it's just like they're starting to click, and
No, for sure.
it's
Okay, baby girl.
it's a rough one, but yeah, I'm gonna go against the Texans. I'm gonna go against the
Okay,
Texans.
so you're taking the Tennessee Titans?
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah, no, hey, the vibes are high for Tennessee, and whatever Will Levis is doing, it's working. And unfortunately, it's not working with Ryan Tannehill, so something's got to be going on in Tennessee. All right, this should be an obvious no-brainer. But we got the Kansas City Chiefs going into Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the New England Patriots. And essentially after last week, the Chiefs are out for revenge.
Well, they can keep hunting. Seriously, listen, okay, and I'll say this. Don't get me wrong. Like Chiefs, they have a top 10 defense, right?
Yes.
But so does New England.
No,
Okay?
absolutely.
And guess what? Guess what? New England has guys who can play in the system. Zeppy has now stepped up.
Yes.
Okay, he's played well.
I was
with
just
with
about to
with, with
say.
the weapons that they have, with
Mm-hmm.
Juju, with Elliott. Like, I'm sorry. Listen, if the Chiefs do not catch the ball, they fucking lose this game.
They're dropping the ball. Literally.
Like
I mean,
Patrick Mahomes, bro. If you guys aren't all on the same page, you lose this game. You lose this game. I'm sorry. You keep letting shit hang to the last minute, but
yes!
you're supposedly oh man, they're Super Bowl team. They're a Super Bowl team, but you've lost. You've lost
Yes!
multiple times in I mean bad fashion.
Yes!
So for me, I'm like, no, nope. It's I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. And
Yeah.
you're going to talk about a Bill Belichick team that he's literally he's headhunting.
Yeah.
He's fucking headhunting.
I mean,
This is my
Bailey
last
Zappi is
year.
showing what Mac Jones
Okay,
couldn't do when the season started. Like,
but
I mean,
no,
the
I
fucking Patriots put up 21 points in the first half against the Steelers. Now, granted, the offense wasn't there with Mitch Trubisky, understand? But still, they
but
scored
no,
more points in the first half against the Steelers than they did all season.
and but that's exactly what I'm saying is the Steelers again right around the top 10 defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he sat there and did that to them with their pass rush and with the like I know Highsmith went down, but still with the rest of the guys that they had. I mean, I don't know. Again, Kansas City has to play their game to
Mm-hmm.
win this game because
Absolutely.
I'm just telling you. Again, I have a feeling there's going to be a handful of upsets like this week. There just is. There's going to
No,
be
I
teams that are
completely
ready to
agree.
fucking play, and they're going to come out and they're going to punch the other team in the mouth, and the other team's just going to be, oh shit. And Kansas City might be one of them teams holding their jaw at the end.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So next game up, this should be an obvious no-brainer. Granted, the Cardinals have 3 wins. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. But they're taking on the San Francisco 49ers, who have really shown, like, when everybody is healthy, they are easily the best team in the NFC. So it wouldn't surprise me when the 49ers take this game against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason they shouldn't.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason they shouldn't. Like this should easily be a fucking 32-3 game
Yeah,
or
it should be
higher.
like a blowout when the 49ers face the Cowboys and the fucking Eagles. Like 40 plus points, and they held Dallas and Philadelphia to at least 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, bro, yeah. No, it's again, it's one of those games where it's like, yeah, everybody's going to bet on the 49ers and then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden 49ers think it's going to be a walkthrough and Cardinals come to play. 'Cause don't get me
No.
wrong, they've got a lot of young guys that are playing lights out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the only reason why they've surprised some teams this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the game that they had against Dallas, when Dallas lost to them, that blew me away. All right. But next game up, I'm expecting much like the Rams did against the Baltimore Ravens. That was a fucking dogfight to the literal. Oh my god! There's not enough compliments I can give to the Rams versus Ravens matchup because that game was just so back and forth. But I'm expecting the exact same thing when the Redskins go into LA and take on the Rams.
Yeah, no, I think the Rams are going to dog walk the Redskins.
Ooh, really?
I'm
Okay.
telling you, after playing the Ravens,
Mm.
and I mean they played a fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Pua Nakua.
Yes.
Okay,
It
100
means no
yards,
worries.
100 yards and a touchdown.
Mm.
Just bet it now. 100 yards and a touchdown. He's
Okay.
got it. He's got it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, taking the Rams. I love it. They what a dogfight. All right, but another dogfight. We're gonna see the Dallas Cowboys going to Buffalo to take on the Bills.
Mm.
We're
Here's the,
in mid
this is a
December.
reality
It's
check.
gonna be pretty chilly up there in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's gonna be a reality check. Okay, I mean, seriously, I think it's gonna be a reality check.
Fact.
For either team. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I betting wise, I'm betting on the Cowboys to win.
Okay.
Okay, but that's not to say that the Bills can't win, because I mean, they if they do the right thing, oh, they damn sure can. And you know what I mean. For me, it's the keys to winning the game are the biggest thing factors when you're talking about these two teams. Now, reality check wise is this is a big game.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose this game, like this game could very well lose your season.
Yes.
Like
Completely
this
agree.
is a complete momentum game. Whoever wins this game, the momentum that they're going to be on is going to be astronomical. And for the
Facts.
loser, it's gonna be like getting kicked in the fucking nuts
Facts.
every day
Facts.
until you get back on that field.
Facts. Could not agree more. This is a make or break game for both teams that really decides the season. Speaking of deciding the season, the Rams, after coming off a big walk-off win against the Rams, go into Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's season is hanging on by a thread.
Oh, it's done. It's over. You might as well cut
Really, you
that
think
thread.
so?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, they're gonna get another loss this Sunday.
Okay, yep, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I just there's no way they're gonna keep up with us. And
Mm,
then I'm sorry. I just dude, he's gonna have to throw 3 touchdowns to win this game. Our
facts, yeah.
defense ain't giving up 3 fucking touchdowns.
No,
You can go ahead.
especially with Roquan Smith leading the way. I saw what he did in Chicago. He has to be lights out in Baltimore.
And I'm waiting to see if we get Hamilton back. So then we got Williams, we got Stone, we got Humphrey, we got Pepe Williams. I mean, what's his name? Roby. I mean, our secondary is healthy. Okay, our linebackers healthy.
And you got Marlon Hunt.
And then
Marlon
hold
Humphrey
on.
leading the way.
Let's cheer on Matabike. Fucking yeah, Matabike leading the fucking league for defensive tackles, bro.
Madavike, yeah.
Bro, for like, so a couple years ago when he got drafted, they draw comparisons to Aaron Donald, and everybody laughed and scoffed. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what type
Yeah.
of bullshit is that? And now here he is. I think it's like I think it's his third season. You know what I mean? He's already got either 10.5 or 11 sacks for a defensive tackle. Like, he plays over center guard.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if he's that good that he's getting like Aaron Donald references,
Well, that was when he was drafted. They said he had flashes like Donald.
okay.
But now he's actually playing up to par like Donald.
Okay, fair enough. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're both in agreement that the Baltimore Ravens, Jesus, take the win over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hmm.
So we got Monday night. This is, in my opinion, this is much like the Bills versus Dallas. This is a make or break season for the Philadelphia Eagles when they go into Seattle. Man, Seattle is going to be rocking.
Mm. I think it's going to be rocking for maybe the first quarter, and then it's going to get awfully quiet.
Okay.
Like, so, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've at least seen some of the articles and some of the stuff that some of the people are saying. But it's like DK Metcalf, if you get him pissed off,
Mm-hmm.
you got him. You
Yeah,
got him.
absolutely.
And I was on the Philly page a couple days ago, and there's an article. Yeah, all we got to do is piss him off.
Yep.
If we can get him mad, we
San
can throw him off his
Francisco
game.
proved that.
So there you go. They already got a plan for him. Now what sucks is he's on my fantasy. So what I'm saying is, okay, I hope the mature DK shows up, and instead of the talk, he just does the walk.
Well, he ain't gonna be doing much talking since he's picked up sign language on the side as a touchdown celebration, which is like top tier savagery, and the NFL can't do a goddamn thing about it. The man, like against the Cowboys, he said standing on business, and the NFL couldn't do a goddamn thing. Like the fact that this man is learning sign language on the side really speaks volume. But I think if Philadelphia gets in the head of DK Metcalf, yeah, the Eagles will show like, hey, we're just behind the San Francisco 49ers, assuming that they stay healthy, as the best team in the NFC.
See, I mean, honestly, like I still like the Eagles to win the NFC. Like, don't get me wrong, I still do, because I think when push comes to shove, I think the most disappointing thing is Swift. If I think if Swift would run the ball a little better, I think we could be talking about some different games. But at the end of the day, it's a collective thing, it's a team thing, and for me, it's just like, dude, Hurts proved that he could win in the playoffs last year.
Yes.
He proved it.
Unlike Carson Wentz.
So there's, my whole thing is, you know what I mean? How many games has Dak won in the playoffs?
Absolutely.
And now you're talking about, okay,
Just
Brock
one.
Purdy. Can you do it again, Mr. Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Absolutely.
But for me, it's like, I'm gonna go with proven success. I'm gonna go with Hurts.
Okay. Yeah, no, like for me, like I said, this is a make or break game for the Philadelphia Eagles, but I think if Philadelphia goes into this game feeling good, they walk out with the dub.
So I'll say this. If it's raining and it's wet,
Mm-hmm. Most
I
likely
get
will be.
I give it to Seattle.
Okay. I
Just
mean,
because
honestly, yeah.
they're
like,
going to be way better prepared for any type of weather like that. Because that's their home field, they're used to that weather. They have the extra long cleats for the mud.
Yep.
Like it's the little things that count, especially
Absolutely.
when you're the road team and you're
Mhm.
coming in. Like, you have to bring. Oh shit! I forgot the extra long cleats. Well, now you're fucked.
Now, granted, the Seahawks do play on turf, but no, like assuming the weather is up to par and it's not raining, but I spent a year and a half out there. All it does is rain.
Very depressing place.
Yeah, no, like honestly, my first 6 months there, I really started to see why Kurt Cobain rode the double barrel express.
Mm. Yeah.
But that about wraps it up here. I want to thank again Mr. Andrew Anderson for joining the show. Mr. Spicy Big Mac, I always love you having on the show. Again, you and your spicy takes, they're top notch. Again, thank you for joining the show, my man.
Absolutely. Peace.
Peace out, man. And like I said in the intro, Christmas season is around the corner. Be sure to click the link in the description of this video and click Rebel Apparel to get 50% off your order and use code NOMERCYSPORTS. That is also in the link in the description of this video for an extra 10% off. That is 25% off your entire order. The holidays are around the season. Don't skip out on 25% off. But that's all the time that we have today. I am No Mercy Sports, man, and I will see you next week. Yeah!